Have you ever wished you'd spotted Nvidia or Palantir before they became giants? Imagine being there at the very beginning, when these companies were just ambitious ideas in cramped offices, long before their names echoed across Wall Street. The thrill of discovering a future titan is what drives so many investors to keep searching for the next big thing. Early investors didn't just make money, they changed their lives. For some, it meant financial freedom, the ability to travel, support their families, or even retire early. But finding the next market titan is the ultimate challenge. It's about seeing seismic shifts before they're obvious. The market is full of noise, but the real opportunity lies in spotting the signal, the subtle signs of a company on the verge of something extraordinary. The trick? Spotting them while they're still small enough for massive upside. Today, we're zeroing in on two companies quietly positioning themselves at the heart of the world's most powerful trends. They're not household names yet, but they have the ingredients that made today's titans: visionary leadership, rapid growth, and a crucial role in the next technological revolution. They're operating in technology and defense, sectors where demand is set to skyrocket. So buckle up, the hunt for the next big thing starts now. We're about to dive deep into the companies, the trends, and the signals that could define the next decade of investing. If you enjoy deep dive analysis, hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next important financial investing update. In a world where the pace of change is accelerating, the intersection of technology and national security is no longer just a matter of strategy. It's a matter of necessity. The threats we face are evolving rapidly, and so must our tools and tactics. In tech, what once took decades now happens in years, or even months. The cycle of innovation is relentless, and those who harness it gain a decisive edge. The battlefield is now digital, and national security depends on smarter systems, not just bigger weapons. Data, connectivity, and real-time analysis are now as critical as firepower. Tech-forward startup companies and innovators can now challenge traditional defense giants, bringing fresh ideas and disruptive solutions to the table. The Pentagon is actively seeking these innovators, creating a powerful tailwind for those bridging Silicon Valley and defense. Palantir proved software can be as critical as hardware. Now, companies embedding AI and robotics into defense platforms are poised for similar success. Governments are pouring money into autonomous drones, next-gen networks, and AI-powered intelligence. The race to develop smarter, more adaptable defense systems is on, and the stakes have never been higher. Let's look at one of the most promising players, a company at the forefront of this new frontier, where technology and defense converge to define the next era of security. The first company on our radar is Kratos Defense and Security Solutions, ticker symbol KTOS. Kratos is a mid-cap defense innovator specializing in high-performance jet-powered unmanned aerial drones. Their flagship, the 𝗗𝗟𝗨𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗗𝗘, is at the forefront of the Pentagon's push for collaborative combat aircraft, drones that fly alongside fighter jets as loyal wingmen. Kratos is building affordable, attritable platforms that will define the future of air combat networks of manned and unmanned systems working together. They're already winning major contracts from the Air Force and Navy, moving from R&D to real production. As these programs scale, Kratos' revenue and earnings could accelerate dramatically. This is a company building the hardware for the AI-driven future of warfare. What makes Kratos' strategy so powerful? The loyal wingman concept is a game-changer. In the past, air combat relied on a handful of highly trained pilots and expensive jets, but now, the battlefield is evolving. Kratos is at the forefront of this shift, reimagining what air dominance looks like in the 21st century. Imagine an F-35 pilot commanding a squadron of Valkyrie drones, some scouting, some carrying munitions, others jamming enemy radar. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now. These drones act as force multipliers, extending the reach and capabilities of every pilot. They can fly ahead into dangerous territory, gather intelligence, and even engage threats, all while keeping human operators out of harm's way. AI is the key. These drones follow high-level commands with onboard intelligence handling the details. The pilot sets the mission objectives, and the drones adapt in real time, making split-second decisions on navigation, targeting, and evasion. This level of autonomy is revolutionizing how militaries think about air power, making operations faster, smarter, and more flexible than ever before. Kratos provides the hardware, while AI brings it to life. A synergy reminiscent of Palantir's software revolution. The company's modular approach means drones can be rapidly upgraded with new sensors, weapons, or software, keeping them ahead of evolving threats. This adaptability is crucial in a world where technology and tactics are changing at breakneck speed. Affordability is another edge. While manned jets cost tens of millions, Kratos' drones are a fraction of the price, enabling larger, more resilient forces. This cost advantage allows militaries to field swarms of drones, overwhelming adversaries with sheer numbers and flexibility. It's a shift from quality alone to a blend of quality and quantity. This 𝗗𝗟𝗨𝗦 approach lets militaries send waves of drones without risking pilots or budgets. If a drone is lost, it's easily replaced, unlike a pilot or a $100 million jet. This changes the calculus of conflict, making it possible to take bold actions that would have been unthinkable before. The market is noticing. Kratos' unmanned systems division is growing fast, with a strong backlog of orders. Defense agencies around the world are investing heavily in autonomous systems, and Kratos is winning contracts not just in the US, but with allies abroad. As global tensions rise and the US prioritizes next-gen capabilities, Kratos is in a prime position. The demand for unmanned systems is only accelerating, driven by the need for rapid response, persistent surveillance, and reduced risk to human life. The question isn't if autonomous systems will dominate, but when, and Kratos is set to benefit. Their technology is already being tested in real-world scenarios, proving its value on the modern battlefield. Their momentum is real, and the transformation is just beginning. As AI and robotics continue to advance, the possibilities for unmanned warfare will only expand, opening new frontiers for innovation and defense. Kratos Defense and Security Solutions comes in with a market cap of $12.05 billion, a price-to-earnings ratio of 549.15, earnings per share of 13 cents, revenue of $1.13 billion in 2024, and net income of $16.3 million. On the surface, those numbers tell a very specific story. The market is valuing Kratos at roughly 10.7 times its trailing 12-month revenue, which is a rich multiple for a company bringing in just over $1 billion in sales. The sky-high PE reflects either lofty growth expectations or simply the reality that earnings are still small relative to valuation. When a P over E climbs into the 500s, that often signals investors are pricing in a future where profits expand dramatically, or it can indicate that current earnings are depressed or lumpy. Net income of $16.3 million on revenue of $1.13 billion implies thin profitability today. That margin picture suggests Kratos is still investing heavily, or operating in segments where margins are compressed. For investors, that means you are buying a story as much as you are buying current cash flow. If you believe the company can scale revenue and expand margins, the valuation can be justified. If growth stalls or margins disappoint, the high multiple can unwind quickly. Watch for revenue trajectory, backlog visibility, contract wins with defense customers, and margin improvement as the gates that validate this valuation. For investors, Kratos is a rare pure play on the future of military technology. Few companies offer such direct exposure to the rise of autonomous defense systems, making Kratos a compelling story for those betting on the next era of warfare. Before we shift to the other company powering this revolution from behind the scenes, this video is brought to you by Value Stocks Investing Master Course. If you're looking to grow your wealth by investing in solid, undervalued stocks, but not sure where to start, I created the Value Stocks Investing Master Course to teach you how to identify great companies, make smart investment decisions, and build a portfolio that lasts. Click the link in the description and pinned comments to get the course today and take control of your financial future. Our second company is TTM Technologies, ticker symbol TTMI, the ultimate picks and shovels play for tech and defense. TTM is North America's largest manufacturer of printed circuit boards, the nervous system of every electronic device. Their boards power everything from AI servers and 5G networks to satellites and missile guidance systems. TTM specializes in high-end, high-reliability applications, especially for aerospace and defense. Unlike commodity manufacturers, TTM is a strategic partner for clients demanding top-tier quality and security. This makes them indispensable to the North American defense supply chain. As supply chain security becomes critical, TTM's role is only growing. Let's see why their position is so strong. TTM's real moat is its expertise in advanced high-density and radio-frequency circuit boards. These are essential for miniaturized devices, 5G, radar, and satellite communications. TTM is one of the few with the clearances and know-how to supply major defense contractors. Their growth is accelerating, high teens revenue, even faster earnings, driven by aerospace, defense, and onshoring trends. As electronics become more complex and critical, TTM stands to benefit from every major tech and defense upgrade. They're not just a supplier, they're the backbone of modern innovation. Whether it's AI data centers, satellites, or military modernization, it all runs on advanced electronics, and all those electronics run on TTM's boards. That's why TTM is a quiet powerhouse in the tech defense ecosystem. TTM Technologies' market cap sits at $6.49 billion, PE is 49.88, EPS is $1.26, revenue was $2.44 billion in 2024, and net income was $56.29 million. That places its market capitalization at approximately 2.7 times revenue, a far more conservative multiple than Kratos. A PE near 50 suggests growth is expected but not at the speculative extremes. Earnings per share of $1.88 $2.26, and net income of $56.29 million on revenue of $2.44 billion to narrow but positive profitability. TTM looks like a company that is producing steady sales with modest margins, trading at a valuation that assumes continued execution rather than transformative disruption. For investors, this profile is often lower volatility than a high P/E growth story, but returns will depend on incremental margin expansion, efficient capital allocation, and the ability to grow sales faster than the market expects. Kratos and TTM Technologies both have undeniable potential. Catching a company in its mid-growth phase, before it's a household name, can transform your portfolio. But remember, for every Nvidia, there are dozens that fade away. High-growth investing is high risk. Competition, tech hurdles, and contract losses can derail even the best story. That's why diversification and position sizing are critical. Never bet your future on a single stock. These investments should be a small, calculated part of a diversified portfolio. Balance the potential for life-changing rewards with the real risk of loss. Do your homework. Read reports, study competitors, and assess management. If you want more in-depth analysis and community, check out our Patreon for exclusive content and early access. The link is in the description. The journey to find the next Titan is risky, but the rewards can be extraordinary. Let's wrap up with a question for you. Which business model do you find more compelling? We've explored two companies at the heart of technology and defense. Kratos is building the drone armies of tomorrow. TTM powers the electronics behind every major innovation. Both show accelerating growth and are positioned for multi-decade trends. Comparing the two, Kratos is priced like a high-growth, high-risk defense technology gamble, where future earnings expansion is already baked into the price. TTM is priced more like a stable industrial technology business, where the path to value is incremental improvement. Your risk tolerance, time horizon, and belief in each company management team should determine which profile fits your portfolio. Always dig into contract pipelines, customer concentration, R&D spend, and margin drivers before making a decision. Their stories are just beginning. Will Kratos' 𝗣𝗟𝗨𝗦 set the standard for combat drones? Will TTM's dominance fuel the next tech boom? Now it's your turn. Which business model do you find more compelling for long-term investment? Cutting-edge products like Kratos or foundational suppliers like TTM? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. Thanks for joining this deep dive. If you found it valuable, hit like, share, and subscribe for more. We're always hunting for the next big thing, and we want you on the journey. Until next time, stay curious and invest wisely. See you in the next analysis.